Hi, so as you can see, I got this VCR VHS player, and it's quite a large one. It's, I think, Samsung or something. It's apparently not working, so we will try to repair it today. It eats tapes, so before I put anything in and destroy it, I will take a look inside and we will try to fix it. Also, as you can see, there's a cover on here that's missing. And the screws on the sides are also missing. Alright, so as you can see, I've opened it up, took off the front panel. It's just cheap tactile switches under here, and a nice display, which I don't even know if it is not burned out. I already blew out all the dust that was in here because there was quite a bit of it, and I took a look at the power supply as that was my first suspect. I replaced the caps that were originally in here. These are the ones. As you can see, something in there was clearly leaking because they all have a brown kind of substance on the bottom of them, and it was all over this PCB. So I replaced them with some new ones. As you can see, there's even one Philips one. And on the board that was under the power supply, I found this cap which is clearly puffed up. So this had to go, and I replaced it with these ones. Sadly, I only could find ones for 63 volts. Well, this is rated for 35 volts. So anyway, this has been all cleaned up, and there was another problem on the underside, so let's look at that. Alright, so now that we are on the back side of it, as you can see, these belts, they don't look too good. They actually are cracked on the top a little bit. Yeah. So this is the first issue, and this wheel does not carry the movement to the two posts on which the disc sits. So this has to be replaced, the rubber around it. Alright, so I've pulled out the little wheel, and as you can see, the rubber surface looks really horrible. I didn't know what to do with this, but then I figured that maybe, just maybe, the underside is fine. It is. So it's just a case of flipping this and putting it the other way around, and it should be fine. Alright, so now let's try putting it on the reverse. So let's flip it around and start forcing this poor thing onto here. Yeah, this is a task, but it will save me some money if I pull this off without breaking it, so I guess it might be worth doing. And as you can see, that brings it to be done, complete and wonderful. This wheel should now serve me for some time before I have to replace it again. Putting it back in is easy enough. We can just slide that in there, put this little plastic thing on it, and then a spring, and this thing, this little cap, which requires some force to put in, so let's try doing that without hurting anything. And as you can see, I will have to pop that in properly while holding the thing from the back, because as you can see, this bends a little and I don't want to bend it out whilst forcing this thing down. So yeah, I'll do that off the camera because I don't have a third hand. So actually pushing this down too hard puts some force on this wheel and makes it unable to spin. But now, as you can see, this only spins with this, and this can spin it no problems whatsoever. Well, I mean, it's probably blocked or something, I don't know. Well, anyway, it used to work. So after all that, as you can see, it turns on and then turns off. I don't know, this is an issue with it, but anyway, after all of that work, it stopped sucking the tape in, as both of these rollers now work and roll the tape as they should. So let's put a tape in and see what it does. Alright, so as you can see now, I've powered it on. Let's try turning on the power, and it even displays something on here. And Let's try switching it from a TV to something else. I really don't know how to use this. I probably should learn that before trying anything really. But now that we have fixed that, let's try putting it the tape. Come on, man. And as you can see, it works a lot better, but this roller doesn't go all the way in, which means this detector doesn't see the tape, so the thing just decides to switch off apparently. I really don't know. The power LED dies after a little moment. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Really can't find much info on this online, but yeah, it seems fine, you know. Let's eject, and as you can see, it rolls the tape properly. Or no. Oh man, what's happening? Well, I mean, I didn't see that any time before. Yeah, it usually just ejected the tape without the whole part before, but yeah, as you can see, it has a clock that works. That's the only part I'm sure of. Anyway, I'll be replacing all the belts inside, and we will see what that gives us. And I got screws that should do the job. They are sharp on the end, so I really hope that they are not too long, because if they are, they will pinch something inside and cause a short circuit. But really they should be fine, and screwing anything in with a single hand is a bad idea, so I'll do it off camera. Alright, so now as you can see, all the screws are in from both sides, and the enclosure is all nicely put together. So I guess once I receive the belts, I'll be putting those in, and we will see if it does anything. So they arrived, and I cannot state how unhappy I am to open this thing again, because my bench isn't this big. It's just, when I open this thing, I don't have space for anything else, so I have to commit to it, which I do not want to do. But let's get to it. Alright, so as you can see, I was naive enough or stupid enough or brave enough to pull this thing out. This whole assembly. I'm kind of unsure why I did it, because, well, I mean, it's obvious. I could not access the shafts without pulling it out, but I still cannot access them. So, GG, I guess. Alright, so here we have the player switched on. This guy have just a random movie. Let's put it in, let's see what happens. Does it actually do anything? Does it stop playing? Seems like it will. Let's give it some time. Oh, that's me again, hello. Let's oh well. This seems to be working pretty well. Oh, so that's pretty cool. Let's pause that. For some, I still have to learn to use this, because stop is not the optimal button to press, it's pause. Anyway, let's eject this, and I would call that a success. Now I gotta buy something better than this. Also, now that that's complete and cool and all, I received another VCR just to fill my time up, so I don't have time to do this horrible thing, but I'll get to it sometime soon. Maybe. Probably. Not. Anyway, this thing is a much newer design, and it's just so much better. Look at this. I don't have to unscrew about a bajillion screws just to get it out. Yeah, this cassette player, look at it. It's wonderful. There was just one belt. Everything else is done with little gears. This belt is the only thing that was a belt in here, and of course it needed replacing. I'm waiting for a new one, and this seems like an easy repair, you know, nothing to do except the belt. So yeah, just the difference of well, how well it is designed. Wonderful thing, this. It's a lot smaller, it's a lot uglier than this, but just the fixing process is so much easier. With this I had a lot of trouble fixing the gears because, you know, gear jumped over by one step and I couldn't figure it out. I finally did, but wow, this is just so much better to fix, so much easier. Anyway, yeah, that would be it probably. I don't know, I'll let you know if I manage to fix this. So stay tuned for the next cut. It's gonna take a few days for me, but just a snap of a finger for you. Alright, so I've just received the new one. Here's the old one. I don't know if the new one will fit because there's a gigantic difference, but the old one was very loose, so I guess if this fits, then it will not slip for sure. So let's see. Yeah, well, so it fit. It's really tight on there, so there's no way this will ever slip. So I guess let's try putting it back together and seeing if this fixed the issue or if the issue is elsewhere. I hope not. Alright, so that was quite a lot of effort to get a redundant piece of technology to work. But it's not like I was planning to do anything useful with my time anyway. So as you can see, the TV is powered up. It's put in the cassette. And here you go. It decided to consume the cassette finally. And despite all the noises, this should now theoretically play. Yeah, let's exit the menu, and yeah, here we go. And the features work, you know, you can speed it up by 2, you can reverse it, then to play back. Yeah. Pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, so now let's eject that. And this is done now. This is a lot smaller and cooler, but uglier than the previous one. But anyway, yeah. So that will be it, I guess. Thanks for watching.